The early 19th century was a harsh time full of conniving politicians, a time of bitter corruption, and a time when America was only just gaining its political feet. The election of presidents seemed like constant battles with few boundaries to what a candidate was willing to do to win. With political parties at each other's throats, America was a land of war without bloodshed. Many infamous names would remain in the textbooks of disillusioned high school students, forever reminding each generation of Americans that their ancestors were anything but saints.
One of these pricks was Henry Clay, a sore American loser with no knowledge of what integrity meant. Clay was the Speaker for the House of Representatives during the time who strongly believed in a centralized government to protect and strengthen America. In 1824, he ran for president, but ended up losing and having to make the tiebreaker decision between Adams and Jackson. He was then involved with a corrupt bargain, which allowed him to be appointed Secretary of State by President John Quincy Adams on March 7, 1825.
Role of Jackson in the outcome of the Democratic Revolution. Andrew Jackson, our 7th president, was the first of his time for several things. This being from the first president to be a prisoner of war, born in a log cabin, and he even thought the world was flat. Yet, with his severe disadvantages compared to others, he was also the man to create a standard platform for the Democratic Revolution. During this time, there was nothing but control over power based on presidency. Whatever rights they had, all depended on whoever they elected. In this case, there was always two sides of running with different opinions. During this time led to the outbreak of Republicans and Democrats. Well, to be specific, it was between Andrew Jackson and John Adams. With the two having different opinions in political matters, they decided to split into two separate political parties. John Adams taking the face of the elephant, and Andrew Johnson creating his logo based off of his nickname, Donkey, or to be fairly accurate, the Jackass. Not only did Andrew Jackson serve as the first Democratic representative, he also created the symbol of the Jackass donkey for the Democratic Party. Some see him as a founding father for democratic societies, yet others see him as the animal he's well known to be, a jackass.
And now, for a short story on the horrors of politics and youth. Imagine a time when you were young and loved chocolate to death. Now imagine that the neighborhood bully had a chocolate bar. Said chocolate bar is huge, massive, and every little boy and every little girl wanted this chocolate bar. Naturally, you challenged the brat to a race for the chocolate bar, and you, being the chocolate-deprived kid you are, beat the plump waste of space. Next, imagine that instead of giving you the chocolate you so rightfully earned like a true democratic American, this bully calls in his older brother to beat you up and secure the chocolate bar for the bully. The situation, more or less, reflects exactly what happened in the broken election of 1824, but with political figures instead. My boy Andrew Jackson, the hero of the War of 1812, should have won the election and taken the chocolate bar. But that boy Quincy, however, won the election only because Henry Clay secured the White House for him in return for a high position in office. This deal is known as the corrupt bargain, and the reason why I would never eat chocolate again.